Hello, happy Friday, and good morning. Welcome to PsychCandy for, Friday, September 2nd. We are approaching fall, and I'm so very happy about that. Deanna, good to see you. Everybody watching out in YouTube land, welcome. Guys, yesterday I spoke to you about just kind of the power of rebuilding better routines for ourselves in terms of moving on past bad relationships, moving on past bad just formations in our life. And today, what I'm going to go into is understanding the power of self-love. Loving yourself is the key to forming and sustaining better relationships, being your own best friend, and accepting and understanding who you are and the value that you bring into the lives of others. But without exploration of self, in a deeper sense, many people fail to find that inner peace, harmony, a true balance in their own life. Being open to self-discovery not only opens doors to pursuing like the true happiness, but it also empowers you to grow in confidence, your own self-belief, your own self-awareness. So we can read it all the time, right? You hear it all the time. Self-love, self-love. Everything is about self-love. But what is it? Self-love. Kathleen, welcome. Good to see you. Self-love is an understanding of the love that comes from you. This love is not just for others. However, it is for you. Being able to accept who you are, no matter how other people see you or treat you, means that you are able to become the person that you truly are. Self-love is acknowledging and accepting the importance of yourself and also putting your own needs first. That's not selfish. That's healthy. That's needed. Accepting, acknowledging, and exploring self-love, let's face it, it's not easy. If you have a personal history of maybe childhood neglect or abuse, that can make self-empowerment work much more difficult. Without exploring, though, all aspects of your being, it's impossible to understand who you truly are. Learning to love yourself will enable you to actually reach beyond the emotional boundaries that you may have set in place to protect you maybe from dealing with difficult and painful experiences and memories. But by learning to peel back the layers, you're able to actually examine the core and attain a much better understanding of who you are, yourself. We have to learn how to reprioritize sometimes. Getting into the habit of praising yourself on a daily basis requires a bit of effort. In order to do this, well, in order to do it well, it's important to understand that you are the most important person in your life. Therefore, you need to understand the value of prioritizing your tasks and your day so that your needs are always taken into consideration. If you're confidently able to meet your own needs, well, you're going to be better equipped to fulfill the needs of others. So learning to become more accountable for yourself, that's essential. Acknowledging your personal daily needs before you consider everything else and everyone else will help you become more comfortable about expanding confidence. And what does that do? It also expands self-esteem. It's also important to remember that reprioritizing, again, it's not selfish. It's empowering. It's liberating. It's elevating. You have to start to learn how to ask yourself what you need. And that's not a question you need to be focused to let everybody else answer. That's not a question anybody else can answer. That's only something that you are going to be able to answer, because it's only something that really you know. So although your exploration of self-love is private and personal, well, sometimes, we want to involve others. Because in your, journey of gaining this knowledge and insight, it can be beneficial to be able to, ask close friends and family members to maybe tell you the things that they like about you. This can help you understand the many qualities that you possess. And if asking and receiving answers directly feels uncomfortable to you, well, maybe ask friends to write you a letter or something. Obviously, you want to do this with somebody that you're close enough with and comfortable enough to ask this, but somebody that's going to be honest with you and tell you, what do they see? Sometimes they might bring up something that, you see as a negative. Well, you got to really study that, though. Because if they're like, well, yeah, you stay by yourself all the time. Well, that's something that maybe you want to work on. We don't want to isolate. We talked about this yesterday. A lot of times for us to move into a better place and change our direction, moving on past something, well, we don't want to just become reclused. You can't just isolate. Isolation is not going to help you actually fix or navigate to a better position of you. And it's not going to help you really achieve your goals either. We have to become very mindful about where we are, what we're doing, and where we want to go. And part of doing that is the self love journey. It's that position and that place where you redefine and you rebuild a better foundation of the relationship that you have with yourself. To understand you, to understand where you are, where you've come from, but more importantly, where you want to go. When I have my therapy patients, I make people keep a journal. I make everybody I work with keep a journal. I've had some people, I hate writing. I don't want to do the journal. Well, I need you to do the journal because when you write, it's a form of expression of yourself. And, having just a special notebook maybe where you can just list things that you like about yourself. Maybe add things that you're trying to work on about yourself. Even add compliments that you get, and just write it down. And put down your reflective thoughts on, what your goals are. Maybe some of the challenges that you faced in the past and things that you're still working on. Well, that book kind of becomes your journey. It's your journey journal, And it's good because that's going to help you really go and place yourself into that self-discovery mode. So you want to use this book to boost, to boost your self-belief, to boost your self-awareness, Whenever you're feeling self-critical or your confidence, or your self-esteem feels low, well, reflect back. Look at the positives that you're right. Look at the positives that other people have seen. Look at the direction that you have about you and start building and rekindling that place of self-love and self-understanding. I can't even tell you how many people struggle so much with really, we get so wrapped up in that we're having to focus on everybody else. We're focused on everything else. And people let themselves go to the wayside. That's not going to help you maintain. That's actually going to help you regress. It's going to help you start moving backwards. And you can't do that. We don't want to move backwards. And remember, too, nobody else. You are living your life. You are the one that's come on your journey. And you're the only one that's dictating where you're going to go. So, as I mentioned at the beginning, really look at how much do you love yourself? Is your self-love depleting? And maybe you're doing an excellent job at self-love, but there's other areas that maybe you don't want to work on. Maybe they feel negative or they're related to a past situation or whatever. Well, pull it out, break it down into parts, and fix it, because that's only going to boost your self-love even more. And it's going to build your self-empowerment position. Well, guys, this was kind of a shorter segment for you today. I want to thank you for being here, and I want to encourage you. Because these past 2 days, yesterday and today, has kind of been a lead up for a really cool special show that I'm doing tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I got special guest Alex King. She is a hypnotherapist, and we're going to be discussing the power of reprogramming your subconscious and the magnificent levels that can take when you're dealing with all kinds of things in life. When you're dealing with depression, when you're dealing with anxiety, when you're dealing with stress, feeling lonely, feeling dejected, feeling hurt. Well, guess what? We hold the power inside of us that if we can really get to that place where everybody can understand our subconscious is reprogrammable. We can change it. We can alter it. And I encourage you, please don't miss tomorrow. It's part of the Energy Garden shows. So it's going to be tomorrow at 2 o'clock p.m. right here. And so, yeah, I encourage you, please, please, please come and let's show support in that. And you will love my guest. She is just amazing at what she does. And we're going to just tie it together and hope to have a really good show. So, all right, guys. Well, it's Friday. We made it through the week. Chris, always good to see you, man. Deanna, Kathleen, sending you guys much love and happiness today. Today is Friday. I hope you're planning to do something amazing and wonderful with your weekend. So for the rest of the day, guys, be happy, be healthy, and most importantly, be you. Cheers.